Hello and welcome to today's 9 p.m. daily quiz. Before we start this session, we just want to pay our condolences to those civil service aspirants who lost their lives yesterday in the tragic incident in Delhi. We hope that God praise their soul and their family is held by the God. Let's move ahead with today's session. As you know, every single evening at 9 p.m. we have this session where we discuss important news stories, convert them into question format from the prelims examination point of view, and then ask those questions. The questions are mainly taken up from Hindu newspaper, Indian Express, PIB, Down to Earth, etc. Before we begin, again reminding you, if you are new here, a couple of requests from you. First, please hit the subscribe and the like button here on this channel. We will really appreciate that. Secondly, do download my app from the Google Play Store. That is called Harshmeet Study Circle, where you can check out the other courses that I am running, including the one-on-one mentorship program for UPSC mains answer writing, the PSIR comprehensive course, and other programs as well. Let's begin with the session for today then. Question number 1 is on your screen. Consider the following statements with regards to Ujjain. Number 1. Maharaja Jai Singh II built one of his 5 astronomical observatories, also called as Jantar Mantars, in Ujjain in 1725. Second, the first mention of the Ujjain prime meridian can be found in the ancient Sanskrit treatise, that is Surya Siddhant. Third, scholars believe Ujjain's relative location vis-a-vis the ancient trade routes had something to do with the prime meridian passing through it. Which of these given statements is or are correct? Now, there's an interesting small editorial piece that has been published in today's Indian Express newspaper with regards to Ujjain's crucial location in India and how historically it has been considered as a place from through the prime meridian passes. Prime meridian is this imaginary line which is considered to be 0-degree longitude. It is important so that you can divide time zones relative to it. Ujjain is considered to be in ancient history one of those places from where prime meridian of India used to pass. First statement is correct. It has one of the Jantar Mantars. A total of 5 are built. Do tell me in the comment section where are the other Jantar Mantars in India. Second and third statements here are also true. Ujjain's prime meridian has found a mention in ancient Sanskrit treaty, that is Surya Siddhant, and third is also correct. The answer here is D, all of the above. This is the article in the Indian Express newspaper. This is the photo of the Jantar Mantar or the sundial at Ujjain. There is mention of Ujjain's location or prime location being in Ujjain in our NCERT books of class 6th. Next, question number 2. Which of the following is or are included in the notified list of disasters eligible for National Disaster Response Fund or State Disaster Response Fund assistance? So which of these in simple terms are classified as national disasters? Cyclone, fire, hailstorm, pest attack, or heat waves. Think about it carefully. Which of these are notified as disasters so that they can get assistance from the fund of the National Disaster Response Fund from the center and from the state? Think about it. The answer here is all except number 5. Heat wave is still not notified as a disaster while all the others are. In total, there are 12 disasters that have been recognized by the government of India so far. Heat wave is not one of them, although there has been a demand. But the center government has said that we have no plans to include heat wave as notified disasters. This is an article in the Indian Express website. If you check that out, Finance Commission has ruled against expanding the list. Finance Commission basically gives advice to the government of India, and on the basis of that, the government may or may not expand that list. Finance Commission has said that we do not have any plan of including heat wave as a notified disaster. Next, question number 3. The term Karman line was recently in the news. It is what? Boundary line separating inner planets and outer planets. Line separating Earth's crust from Earth's mantle. Line separating troposphere from the stratosphere. Or the boundary line separating the Earth's atmosphere from outer space. Karman line, it was in the news. Now, the context, why is it in the news? A lot of private companies are now exploring the idea of space tourism. A lot of companies are now taking up people, civilians who can afford it obviously, on this trip where they take them till the outer limit of the Earth's atmosphere and then they come back. It's just a few minutes of ride. That line is called the Karman line. So it is actually the boundary line separating the Earth's atmosphere from outer space. This is the line till which those expeditions are usually being carried out. Virgin Atlantic is carrying out these kind of expeditions. We have Amazon that is carrying out these kind of expeditions. That is why it is in the news. Not in the news today, but just a few weeks back, about how first Indian space tourist has traveled to the space up till what we call as a Karman line. He was on the spacecraft of Blue Origin. Blue Origin is a company of the Amazon group. The Amazon owner, that is Jeff Bezos, this is his company. Next, question number 4. Artemis III, which will explore the south polar region of the moon, was recently in the news. The mission will be launched by Canadian Space Agency, NASA, Russian Federal Space Agency, or the European Space Agency. Artemis 3, it has not been launched so far, but it has been in the news. Which agency will launch this? You would have seen this news a lot of times in your current affairs regarding Artemis. The answer here is B, NASA. This is a planned mission by NASA to explore the south pole region of the moon. It has been in the news because it is getting delayed time and time again. It was expected to be launched in 2024, but now NASA says that it will launch this in second half of 2025. So NASA astronauts recently turned Arizona desert into a practice ground for Artemis 3 moonwalk, so that they can actually get used to how the moon surface will be, how the lunar surface will be, because they will be landing there as a part of Artemis 3. Next, question number 5. Naegleria fowleri, recently seen in the news, is what? Virus causing rare brain infection, a recently discovered butterfly, an extinct species of marine ecosystem, or none of the above. Think about this. It was in the news recently. What exactly is this? The answer here is D. None of the three are correct. This is actually a form of amoeba that is found in water bodies such as swimming pools, etc., which have not been cleaned properly. This is an amoeba that can have a major impact on your brain, and it can cause death within a few days. It is in the news because a Kerala teenager has become the first Indian to survive this deadly brain-eating amoeba disease. So this amoeba disease is caused by this amoeba that we are discussing here. It is usually found, as I said, in water bodies, and the water bodies which are usually not clean. Only 11 people in the world have survived this disease so far. So whenever you go in a water body that is not clean or hygienic, please do take care of that. This is the amoeba that can enter the brain of the human body. Usually the people who are infected with it die within a couple of weeks of showing the first ever symptoms. This brings us to the end of today's session. Once again, we will end this session with an important quote for your mains examination. This is a quote by Nelson Mandela. He said, "May your choices reflect your hopes and not your fears." This is a quote that you can use in your essay paper about how a human being should decide, not because of what he or she fears, but because of what you hope for. So for example, when you decide in elections who to vote for, when you decide in your day-to-day life what should be your decision, don't base your decision on the basis of fear, but base it on the basis of hope. Thank you so much for watching. Once again, if you're new here, do hit the like and the subscribe button. I'll see you tomorrow. Till then, bye-bye. Jai Hind.